US President Donald Trump has announced that India and Pakistan have agreed to a full and immediate ceasefire. The statement was posted on his Truth Social account, following what he described as a long night of talks mediated by the United States. India and Pakistan have also declared a ceasefire, effective from 5 p.m. today. The announcement was confirmed by Indian Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri.
I have a very brief statement to make. Following that, as you know, there will be a briefing by my colleagues from the military. The Director General of Military Operations of Pakistan called the Director General of Military Operations of India at 15:35 hours earlier this afternoon. It was agreed between them that both sides would stop all firing and military action on land and in the air and sea with effect from 1700 hours Indian Standard Time today. Instructions have been given on both sides to give effect to this understanding. The Directors General of Military Operations will talk again on the 12th of May at 1200 hours.
In his words, after a long night of talks mediated by the United States, I am pleased to announce that India and Pakistan have agreed to a full and immediate ceasefire. He went on to congratulate both countries for using what he called common sense and great intelligence. US Secretary of State Marco Rubio said in a social media post that apart from an immediate ceasefire, India and Pakistan had agreed to start talks on a broad set of issues at a neutral site. Meanwhile, the White House confirmed that US Secretary of State Marco Rubio is in constant contact with both Indian and Pakistani leaders. Speaking to reporters, White House spokeswoman Caroline Leavitt said, President Trump is committed to seeing the conflict de-escalate.
First, can you give us an update on U.S. efforts to mediate or have an impact on the conflict between India and Pakistan?
Sure, I absolutely can. This is something that the Secretary of State and, of course, now our National Security Advisor as well, Marco Rubio, has been very much involved in. The President has expressed he wants to see this de-escalate as quickly as possible. He understands these are two countries that have been at odds with one another for decades, long before President Trump was here in the Oval Office. However, he has good relationships with the leaders of both countries, and the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, I spoke to him just yesterday. He has been in constant communication with the leaders of both countries trying to bring this conflict to an end.
The announcement comes amid rising tensions across the region. Explosions were reported late Friday in Indian-administered Kashmir and the Sikh holy city of Amritsar in Punjab state. The Indian military says it shot down several drones, marking what analysts are calling the most intense fighting with Pakistan in nearly 30 years. This conflict, described by observers as the world's first drone war between nuclear-armed nations, has opened a new and dangerous chapter in South Asia. The two countries have been trading blows since India launched strikes on what it called terrorist infrastructure inside Pakistan on Wednesday. Those strikes came in retaliation for a deadly attack on Hindu pilgrims in Kashmir last month.